Allah, the Black TV. The Black TV ni. The Black TV. The Black TV. The only Black TV.
Hi everyone, it's your boy Benny the Black once again. Today we have just two solid questions to ask foreigners in Russia. The first question is, how do you feel being a foreigner in Russia? And the second question is, what kind of strange questions do Russians normally ask foreigners? Are you ready to go get it, Benny the Black? Amen.
Hello.
What's your name, bro, and where are you from?
My name is Dean. I'm from Cameroon.
Okay, good. So I have just two questions for you.
Okay, shoot.
Okay, the first question is how do you feel being an African in Russia?
Wow, difficult. Difficult. You know how it is.
How? I just want you to tell the viewer maybe one or two stuff you faced or something like that.
Sometimes you get to face some racist stuff, or maybe they laugh at you sometimes, but that's how it is sometimes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. And what kind of questions do you think which seems very weird that normally Russians do ask you?
Yeah, once I was asked if we live with lions on the street, they think we are us Africans, we live in the zoo. Yeah.
So that's then what else, another one or?
For example, my very first Russian girl, I told her maybe someday we'll go to Cameroon. She said, no, I can't go because I don't want lion to eat me on the street.
So they think lions do live on the street? Or?
Yeah, that's what most of them think. They don't know Africa is a beautiful place.
Of course,
yeah.
Man, thanks for getting on. Thank you very much, bro.
Hi.
What's your name and where are you from?
I'm from Congo.
Yeah. Name?
Eugene. Yeah.
Then they call me Eugene. Okay, great. How do you feel being an African in Russia?
Yeah, it's good. It's a great experience. You can experience fear, good, cold, everything. Yeah, it's really nice here in Russia. Yeah.
But have you experienced any form of racism in Russia?
Nope. Not yet.
Me too, though. But some people say that Russians are really racist, and I don't think that's true.
Yeah, of course, everyone has his own story, his own background. So maybe I cannot say against it.
So the second question is, what kind of strange questions do Russians normally ask Africans, or normally they ask you?
Of course, the strange question is, where are you from? Because everyone knows that I'm African, so I must be coming from Africa. Yeah. That's a strange one.
Man, thank you very much, man. Man, thanks. What's your name and where are you from?
My name is Rita. I'm from Nigeria.
Okay, great. So how do you feel being an African in Russia?
Wow, it's cool. It's nice.
But have you encountered any kind of any form of racism in Russia?
Not. I can remember. Yeah.
But second question, which how do you feel what kind of weird questions do Russians normally ask Africans?
Normally, what is your name? Where are you from? What are you doing in Moscow? Are you a student? Are you student or anything? They just ask you that kind of funny question. Yeah.
But how do you feel when they ask this kind of questions?
Sometimes I reply them. Sometimes if I'm not in a good mood, I don't reply them. Because it's so funny. Every time, what is your name? What are you doing in Moscow? Why not in another Europe? Why Moscow? Why Russia? All this kind of questions.
Okay, thank you very much. Hi, bro.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, thank you, bro. What's your name and where are you from?
My name is Solomon. I'm from Zambia.
Zambia. Zamina mina.
Waka waka.
Zamina
mina zankarewa.
Okay, I have two questions for you. First question is, how do you feel being a foreigner in Russia?
Being a foreigner in Russia is something that has been of great experience. In the sense, I simply mean, back then I never had the ideas that I have right now. So despite having some challenges here and there, I really appreciate being a foreigner in Russia because it is not easy to survive, but at the same time, when you get it on a positive side, it will teach you how to hustle. Yes.
Hustle real hard, That's great. Is that all?
And just the experience of speaking Russian, it is very, very much nice because I'm able to learn even other languages that I never even thought that I would learn in my life, which is an achievement in my life. So it is something that has been of great experience, honestly speaking.
Okay, and the second question is, normally, what kind of questions do Russians normally ask you they normally ask you, like, as a foreigner?
You know, the most strange question that most of the times that I encounter is about my age, because most of the times you meet a lady just there and then before you even say anything, they'll ask you, "Skolka to be Elliot?"
That is, how old are you?
Yeah, how old are you? So you find that sometimes it's, in our setup, like in Africa, it's very rare that a person will ask you about your age, but it is something that I've encountered to be strange.
I don't understand why they say if you ask the age of a girl, it's really rude. But they intend asking the guys why.
Even me, I've been trying to ask them the question, but they don't even answer, like, because when she asks you saying, "How old are you?" you ask her back, she will not respond.
Exactly.
so it's something that...
Man, sure. Thanks, bro. Bro,
Hi, man.
what's your name, bro?
Mega.
Mega. Is that your real name?
I'm called Mega as in mega. Like, I'm big. I'm huge.
Do you look big?
Nah.
If you know, say man a real bad man or no?
Yeah, man, a real bad man.
Okay, great. Like, how do you feel like being an African in Russia?
Like, maybe sometimes you just walk around, you feel like sometimes you are just unique among them. Like, at least when you enter subway, you hardly see your fellow blacks. So at least one amongst them, then like you feel okay. Yeah, but it's interesting.
But do they normally look at you in a strange way?
As for looking, like they do look in strange ways, though. But it's normal.
How do you feel? How do you feel when way back in your country, like people don't really look at you like that way?
Yeah, way back, like they used not to look at, because like we were there in abundance. Just like how when we were kids in Ghana, like you see like whites, and like you have to even like right till date it still happens. Like you see whites in some places, like they still take some strange look like at them. Yeah.
But I got you. And what kind of like strange questions do they normally ask you?
Like maybe sometimes they do ask funny questions.
Like what?
Like I remember one just asked me like, "Oh, where do I come from in Ghana?" Then I just mentioned it. He Googled it, and the first thing he saw was like schools and the trees. Oh, he asked me, "Hey, Yakub, like so in Ghana, like is that how?" So I said, "Nah, he should wait." I said, "This is not a true picture." I took his phone and I typed the name of my school. Then when he saw it, then like the location was just in the same town. Then he said, "Oh, this one is like, a business school, like normal school, like a standard school." Then I said, "Yeah, that's the narration." Like so that's it. And sometimes some funny question was like, "How did you get to Russia, man?" And I said, "Oh, I walked."
You flew?
No, I told him I walked.
Okay, bro. Thank you for getting on, bro. All right, man. See you.
Hi, I'm Sheku Valentino Gathering Kamara from Sierra Leone.
Sierra Leone. Whoa, great. So I have two questions for you, okay?
All right.
How do you feel being an African in Russia?
I feel great because learning new culture, come in a new environment, meet new people, like it's kind of be good for me.
Exactly. And what kind of strange questions do you think Russians normally ask you?
If there is car in Africa or...
Well, there is sky in Africa.
Yeah, because most of them think like Africa is like one country. They didn't know it's a continent. And how did I come to Russia? And they asked, I told them, no, I walk by feet to come to Russia. Because you can imagine, like in this century, we have everything that you have. Like we use airplane to come to Russia, and you know that people travel and you ask, how do you come to Russia? And how do you learn Russian language so fast? I was like, I go to school and that's it.
All right, man. Thank you for getting on, man. Peace out. Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
What's your name and where are you from?
My name is Natalia Adele. I'm from Kenya.
Kenya. Oh, great. How about you?
My name is Salim Twani, also from Kenya.
My Kenyan beautiful girls. Shout out to all Kenyans out there. First question is, how do you feel being a foreigner in Russia?
Being a foreigner in Russia is just okay. I haven't experienced any racism so far since I came here. So for me, so far, so good. It's just fine. Yeah. Except for one.
Except for one.
Except from one time, I was walking at night, and then there was this Russian guy who approached me and showed me some weird photos. Otherwise, everyone is just friendly.
But was he drunk?
No, he wasn't drunk actually. He just thought we are just some African ladies, exactly. We are doing some weird business, and it was a shock for me, yeah.
How about you?
Okay, for me, let me see. Okay, that was one of the we were with Heart.
Together. So you're always together, yeah?
Yeah, and what happens that we were standing and this guy, he came, he showed us a photo and I was like, at first I thought he was lost. And then I was like, okay, think maybe we should help him out. And then he showed us this picture. I was like, wow! That was so weird. That Pajal style, he just keeps on insisting on Pajal style. I just can't. So apart from that, there's sometimes some incidents where you get to being stopped at each and every time to, someone wants to take a selfie with you, I don't know, it's kind of weird. It's really weird. And also some hairstyles, we get to plates, they want to touch your hair, they want to touch your skin. I don't know, they just want to feel, they don't know if you are fake or real. And is it okay if I say that they want to confirm if our curves are real? That's
the curves?
Yeah.
Okay, it's okay.
Yeah, you remember, it's so weird when someone comes and works you and if you ask, excuse me, madam, but are those real? That is, no offense. I get offended every time.
Man. Gaucho, show her curves. Show her the curves. Are the curves real? Can you turn for the camera? Oh my God.
Totally made from Africa.
Great. Good. Okay, the subsequent question. What kind of weird questions do they normally ask you?
Weird questions are probably because I'm from Kenya. Like, do you go for those safaris? Do you have like animals? They think like animals walk everywhere, and I just don't know why they always have that mentality. And then they're like, what's the temperature right now in Kenya? Is it cold? Do you have seasons? And I'm like, it's always hot, like negative 20, like 28 degrees always. Apart from that, probably, is your hair real? Is your hair real or is it fake? How come today it's short, tomorrow it's long, And I'm like, it's African hair, it shrinks and sometimes it's longer. So basically only that.
How about you?
And for me, I've been asked if I fight with lions.
Fight with lions?
Yeah, because it's big. Most of the times, actually, the kind of picture they have about Kenyans is that because of the Masai Mara and all that, they know that Masai Mara most of the times they're close to the Masai Mara National Park. We have wild animals there. So most of the times during all this tourism and all that, they capture them fighting and struggling. So first they asked me if I know how to run because Kenyans, we are known for running marathon. Can't run with all this thickness. That is one. Then two, they asked about if we fight wild animals. I don't know why they'd ask me that. I don't know. Like seriously, can you fight? And yeah, that is one. They asked if we take care of cattle. We have to protect them from the lions. One more time. Yeah, I think those are the questions. There's some questions actually they're so offensive. We can't say, but this is what I can say is that you can choose to focus on the bright side. There's always going to be a negative side in everything. So it's upon you if you want to choose to focus on the bright side and slide away or push away the negative. Yeah.
Thank you guys. Africa is a very beautiful place and I'll encourage y'all to go to Africa, you understand? Go get it. Curves, brown skin. Can you do like some 360? Oh my God, oh man, that's curves. So I want you guys to all go to her channel and subscribe to her channel right now. What's the name of your channel again?
Okay, the name of my channel is Adelko2. You can check out there for some good makeup skills, some good hair skills, and also a bit of inspirations here and there. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.
Yeah, man. You understand? Go check it out. You understand? See the curves again, once again. The curves. Oh my God. Baddest thing, See you. Hi.
Hi. Hi, how are you?
Fine. What's your name and why are you from?
I'm Purity Bith, I'm from Zambia.
Okay, good.
I'm Pris Kamland, I'm from Zambia.
Are you guys twins or?
No, we are friends, like close friends, like sisters. Wherever we go, we're just the two of us. We do everything together.
Exactly. So I would like to ask just two questions. How do you feel like being a foreigner in Russia?
Being a foreigner in Russia, I feel so blessed because a lot of Africans, they have a negative perception about Russians. They think as if Russians are racist, which is not right, which is not correct. It's very wrong. In fact, these guys, Russians, they admire us. We are so blessed. The way people are going to treat you, the way Russians are going to treat you, it's going to depend on how you treat them, how you conduct yourself, the behavior you portray in front of them. That is how these people are going to treat you. But as in for me, I feel so blessed being with them. And I feel so happy and blessed because have been given an opportunity to be exposed to different cultures. Have learned a lot of things from these guys. They are very hardworking, believe you me. Unless if you come, Proverbs, they say, it's better to see once than hear 100 times. It's better you have evidence yourself. You see it for yourself. That's when you start judging. As in, for me, I can't judge because I've seen myself to say these guys are very hardworking. They are cooperative. They'll always be there for you. We've got different languages. We've been having language barriers. But the little Russian you can speak, they'll be able to help you. Even little English which you are going to be able to communicate with them, and they'll be there for you to help. As in for me, I can't complain. I really appreciate being with these guys. They're a blessing to my life, and I thank God for that because I've been exposed to a lot of things. I've learned a lot of things, their culture and everything. Yeah.
Great. How about you?
I think being in Russia, it's a blessing. And when we talk about racism, it's all about how you carry yourself, because how you portray your behavior. Other people, they find themselves in trouble because how they portray their behaviors. Because believe you me, one thing we shouldn't forget is that we're living in a foreign country, so we're supposed to follow their rules. So what happens if you disobey? They become arrogant and they become harsh towards you. So like people get the wrong perception saying that Russians are racist. In each and every country, believe you me, there is racism. Because if you talk about Africa, when we look at the white person, we always say, oh, the white person is passing, and we would say bad things towards that white person. And those people, they're going to feel intimidated. That is what we call racism. Because even here, when other whites, they look at us, sometimes they'll look at us with bad eyes, and you get to wonder, saying, why are they looking at me? It's those things, those kind of things, saying that, okay, some people, they've never seen a black. And even in our countries, in Africa, some people, they've never seen a white. And obviously, they're going to say something. So about living in Russia, it's how you take yourself and what you want to achieve. And if you really want to achieve something, you don't want to find yourself in position whereby you are going to become a victim of racism. You need to avoid those places and follow the rules, because I believe that each and every country, they've got rules that they follow. Yeah.
So foreigners in Russia, you need to follow rules of Russian federation. You understand? Okay. So the second question is what kind of strange questions do Russians normally ask you guys?
You can find yourself in a situation whereby you're traveling, you're going somewhere in the metro, someone is going to ask you to say, you're just going to hear this situation Mommy, why is that person black? Where is that person from? Those strange things, someone will look at you, you can sit next to a white. Once you sit, once they realize to say you're black, that person will just stand and leave you alone there. You feel isolated. But the thing is, you don't have to feel bad. What we're supposed to understand is there are some Russians who have never seen black people before. So we have to understand, me, I've experienced that once when I was going to church. My friend sat, and then this Russian guy stood, and then my friend said, no, come you see it. Since he feels himself, he thinks as if he's very special due to color. And then I sat, and then I said something no, don't feel bad about it. We have to understand. Even us back then home, there are some blacks who have never seen whites. they have a bad perception about them. So it's the same thing. It's a two-way thing. Even them, they've never seen blacks. Maybe they don't know. They think as if we are strangers and everything, not knowing to say it's just the color difference. We're just the same. So it's just a matter of understanding. As time goes by, they'll learn to understand to say, oh, it's just normal. It's just that we're just different, like the skin and everything, yeah. Otherwise, we are just one. We don't have to feel bad when we find ourselves in such situations. Yeah.
Okay. So how about you? Like any strange questions Russians normally ask you?
They ask about hair, about yeah, can I touch your hair? Is this your real hair? And looking at the color and looking at everything, they think as if what they do and how you breathe, it's kind of like different, but it's just a color difference. But they get to ask strange questions about our countries. They think as if it's a bush, because usually when white people travel to Africa, they go to those rural areas. They don't go to urban areas. So as a result, they get the wrong perception, and they think as if blacks are harsh on them. They don't know how social we are. They think as if we're not social, we are unsocial. But they get to us saying that, do you have this in your country? Do you have that in your country? It's about rural areas and urban areas, you get, right? Different, yeah. So we get to explain about our countries, what we have and what we don't have, because they have a wrong perception about our countries. Yeah.
Thank you guys for your opinions, and I really appreciate your time and hope to see you guys next time. Thank you.
And I want to say one more thing. I used to hear something about Russians. They don't allow Christianity because they are Orthodox. What I can advise people is that is not true. I'm here in Russia and I go to church every Sunday. I've never heard of any situation of people not being allowed to go to church. There are a lot of churches here. You're going to find Seventh. They are going to find all the churches here. All of them, you're going to find them. Don't listen to people when they say no. They don't believe in God. What? No. That is not true. You should come. In fact, don't be getting whatever people will be telling you. No. Because they still believe in that generation, the past generation, the previous generation, to say Russians were racist and everything. They don't believe in Christianity. If I can tell you to say, here I've met a lot of people, Philippines, Russians, who can pray, who can worship, like they worship day and night.
More than Africans, eh?
More than Africans, of course, yes, more than Africans. You're going to find them. They're very much serious and hardworking. They're so much upright before God. So don't judge a book by its cover. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye. Thanks to everyone for making this edition a success. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You understand? Go get it. And anticipate for more. Benny the Black, we do it good and we do it better. Go get it. Huh?